So the next after that we have The Teacher, 1974, starring Angel Tompkins and Jay North. As you may or may not know, as Dennis the Menace, the TV Dennis the Menace from, black and white old TV show. And he's all grown up in this, and he plays. I guess he plays an 18-year-old like high school graduate. The movie starts off where school's letting out, and I'm guessing he just graduated or something. It was his last day there or something like that. And he's got a crush on the teacher, I guess. And him and his friend kind of like, they leave school and then they go to some hideout where they know they can spy on the teacher from above while she goes sunbathing in her boat, or in her boat in some lake. So they go to this hideout, spy on her, like I guess teenagers do, I guess, just little horny little perverts. And the friend's kind of like, I think she's got a thing for you. He's like, no, and then the other guy's like, no, she doesn't. Oh, yes, she does. She likes you. And then the friend's older brother, Ralph, who happens to be the teacher's stalker, he has a thing for that teacher, and he stalks her. So it's his hideout, and the younger brother is just taking his friend, played by Jay North. They're spying on her. He catches them spying with the binoculars, and then he startles. He jumps out. He's like, bastards! And then he startles his little brother, and then he falls off of the. I mean, it's not a cliff, but he falls off of the. The whatever the fuck it was. He falls down to the ground and dies. Another accidental. Oh, and this was directed by Hickman Avitas again. So some about his movies. It has a lot of accidental deaths in it. So, once the dude falls, and then he accuses Jay North's character of pushing him off of the building, and they kind of struggle a little bit. Jay North, he makes a run for it, and then the stalker Ralph, throughout the rest of the movie, kind of just says, "Don't you say anything to the police." He even shows up in his window, and he's stalking the teacher, or whatever. And he's just a crazy guy. He's played by, who's he played by? I forget his name, but he's kind of a veteran actor. You see him like a bunch of stuff, but you don't really know his name, but just see his face everywhere. And then after all that, tone gets kind of lighthearted. Where I don't know. I guess. Well, wait a minute. I guess after all that, Jay North's character, I guess he gets over that fast, and it's the following summer after all that, and then his teacher just so happens to live on the same street a few houses down from where he lives, and they get to talking, and the teacher kind of, I guess since he's not her student anymore, she can start seducing him or whatever. And so she works on him a little bit, and he's all nervous and shy, and she has to kind of loosen him up a little bit, give him a beer, and then eventually, one thing leads to another. They end up fucking, and sort of having a affair, and it's kind of sort like in a roundabout way. They're both set up by the kid's mother, who I don't know if she knows what's going on, but she kind of puts them together anyway. Just like he needs a female friend. He's going to college next year. He's growing up, whatever. So they have an affair. You know, they get a few looks, but whatever. You know, it's the 70s. I mean, it's, you know, it was back when 18-year-olds were actually treated like 18-year-olds, not, you know, like they're younger, like they're all little, whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but during all this, the stalker Ralph, you know, he stalks them, bugs them all the time, and he's not really much of a threat. He just kind of, he's mostly all talk up until the end of the movie where, God, I forget how, I forget what leads to the end. He ends up like abducting, Ralph ends up abducting Jay North's character, taking him to that same hideout where the friend Lou died, you know, fell. And then the teacher, you know, she looks for them, and she knows Ralph is her stalker, like, and he's kind of harmless up to that point. So it's like she's just annoyed by him. She's not really scared of him. So she finds them, or she finds, she's looking for the kid. Oh yeah, his name is Sean. She's looking for Sean, and she finds Ralph laying, you know, hiding somewhere, and then he starts, you know, getting all creepy on her, and then she ends up stabbing him in the back while he's trying to like get all up on her and kiss her. I love you, I love you. Just crazy guy. And then come to find out, Ralph had killed Sean. You know, he had him in a headlock, and he was laying out, you know, outside after the teacher, you know, killed the stalker, killed Ralph, and then she found Sean out there. And then the movie ends like that. It's a really downer ending to a kind of light-hearted semi-comedy, I guess. See, I don't know if it's a comedy, or I don't know how to categorize it. It's just really cheesy, you know. So yeah, it ends like that. And again, once again, it has, you know, great soundtrack in my opinion. You know, 70s lounge type music, like the theme song. Kind of had a acoustic sort of loungy score to it. Just a real 70s vibe. You know, I like that. It's another good movie to watch high. And you know, just you enjoy the atmosphere of it for the most part.